We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're chasing comedy, politics and current events, cultural shifts and psychological bents, the daily news, your grandpa's views, conspiracy theories, trending Google queries. Either way, it's all okay. We're chasing comedy. So listen up and we'll lay it all out, whether you're seeking wisdom or zoning out. Have your fill, it's all just for the mill, with Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
Don't you do a show where you guys have to improv something?
It's not exactly improv. I mean, basically, you write jokes based on audience suggestions. It's called Current Offenses. It'll be the Thursday, the 30th, for all of you at home that are listening. It's Thursday, the 30th of February.
From the audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And so but what happens is you get the topics before the show.
Oh, okay.
Before the show starts. When the audience is sitting down, they put them in. And then you go in the back and we write jokes during the show. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So when the other comedians are on the stage, two of the comedians are in the back writing jokes. Then when we're on the stage, they're in the back writing jokes. So
I see.
It's pretty fun, but it's actually easy to kind of predict what the audience is going to say, because they're going to say, Elon Musk or whoever, whatever week is going on. It's kind of easy to go, all right, the audience is going to request jokes about the fire and this, that, and the other thing. So we sort of do know going in some idea of what they're going to ask. So I try to think ahead of time,
That's exciting. I like it.
All right, contain your enthusiasm. Okay.
I have nothing but enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I got an 8:30 show. Keep this moving. What's going on?
I have nothing but enthusiasm.
I have an 8:30 show. Gotta go right now. No, you were talking about the guy in the Uber or whatever. We had another big fire today. So, it's like, I don't know. Were you saying, no, you're not, you're in Aruba, but I thought someone was talking to you about the fires. Was it just a random person?
No, just online.
Oh, online. Okay.
Online, no matter, you can't get, we've lost the capacity to be connected as far as like a set of facts. So then if you go on Fox, if you want to know what's going on in the fire, if you like a narrative that homeless people are completely responsible for setting the fire, you can go on Fox or Breitbart or something. And if you want climate change, you go on MSNBC. Whatever your narrative is that you want to be supportive of, it's like, or the QAnon people are responsible for it. Then you go on the ultra liberal station, and then whatever you want to be true, you can just mix and match it. It's like Build-A-Bear with like your ideology should not be like an ensemble suit that you want to put together. But unfortunately that's the way things are nowadays. So basically it's people like, what do I want to believe about the fires? It's total mismanagement of the liberal enclave known as California. So all right, let me see what stations will give me that, and somewhere in there is the truth, and I don't know what the hell it is because I'm not out there. But I don't even know where to turn, Dustin. I don't know where to turn.
Well,
that's why this show exists. That's why this show exists.
Yes,
okay?
It is why it exists. And we just want to write more material. I think that this is more for our acts, and we pretend it's a podcast. But I think,
well, I already have a topic that I want to talk about.
I know, because you weren't going to let me finish. So go ahead.
Exactly, because you just said we shouldn't talk about this.
I was about to say something, and then we do the Brian. But no, that's all the news. All the news is depending on what narrative you want from your news source. Everything. It could have been. I mean, 9/11 or the COVID or whatever. It was depending on what you wanted to hear. If you wanted to hear that it was created in a lab, then it was like Fox News. If you wanted to hear about the, getting a vaccine, you would hear, you know what I mean? It was the same thing. Every single news, which I think is a great, explanation to it as well. So I don't know if you're doing that, but I think it's definitely, it's the case where it's just like whatever you want to hear. Like when we were kids, it's like, it's almost like if you wanted one thing, you asked your mom. If you wanted that could be kind of funny. If you wanted something else, you would ask your dad, like, because your dad might have like a, kind of a more lax approach.
I guess. Yeah. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, go ahead.
But but saying, I guess there's something. It makes you feel a little bit more empowered rather than to say what's going on in the world. You say, what would I like to believe is going on in the world, right? Like you don't turn on the news. You don't turn on the news to find out what's going on in the world. You kind of what I've decided. Look, I decided this. Now, which news source should I go on to have that confirmed for me, right? And that's an amazing leap. Sideways. I guess it's backwards. I know I hesitate to say this. It sounds so cliche, but yeah, I guess it's that's one way of looking at it. That we've now regressed to the point where like people go, look, whatever's going on in the world, I want to believe that Elon Musk did this or said this or whatever, and I want to believe that. So give me that. Yeah, if you don't, I'm going to turn you off. I'm not going to watch your show. Okay.
Yeah, regressed or progressed, because it used to just be like we were at the mercy of whatever mood Walter Cronkite was in.
Exactly. And who wants an old cranky old man like Walter Cronkite telling me factual information when I can get
multiple choice
Alex Jones? I can get Alex Jones to tailor make a set of random factoids or non-factoids that adhere to whatever ideology I decided years ago to like cling to. So
I think for the most part, I definitely understand the ridiculousness of Fox News, but the older I get, I understand the purpose of it and why old people are attracted to it, because it's like, it's just simple. Just fear, quick, fast, it just like it's not messing around. Like you don't have like 15 different viewpoints. It's like an old person. They ain't got much time to live. They only need to hear so much information. It doesn't have to be real.
You're never surprised. There's nothing shocking in the world because it's all part of the same narrative that you're going to go on. Oh, the deep state is doing this or whatever. Now, that said, of course, we don't want to go down this rabbit hole. We shouldn't be doing this because we're not supposed to on this show, right? Right? Isn't that the rule?
We can.
We're swerving.
We can swerve into it. It's just don't make it, make it interesting and not the. I think before it was just like now it's everything. Not only is it on fire, literally, but figuratively, like everything is. I just don't want to stay too left or too right, but somewhere in the middle is fine. I think that's
no, but
really
I mean, the thing, like because you can edit this out. So let's say 7:45. You can edit this part out. So let's set the editing note.
Poor Adam.
Like a clack.
Because Adam has no life, so we like to make it difficult for him. Right. Give him less amount of his time because he's making all this money. Go ahead.
No, but Elon Musk give a Nazi? Did Elon Musk give a Nazi salute? Okay, or didn't he? Okay, depending on what you tune into, he did or he didn't, and it's like I'm not sure what if you're undecided, I don't know what you do because you can look at that and go, that looks like a Nazi salute. Oh no, that looks like the Roman salute from the Star Trek episode or something. The Romulans use that or something like that. Which could be true. Or my heart goes out to you. You know what I mean? And I don't think that the guy would literally get on stage. My spidey senses say, well, who would get on stage and just go, I'm going to do a Nazi salute now just at the inaugural thing. I don't think that that's the thought process. And what does that get you? But I don't know. Like people are saying, that's a Nazi salute. Well, why would you do that?
I think it's also the school of Kanye West. It's like sometimes, you wonder if things are intentional. I mean, who we're talking about? We're not talking about Trump. All we're talking about is Elon. That's every news source, every tweet, everything is all about him. I don't know if he's, that good to like create, because if that's what he did, it's genius, where he dropped something that was going to make it all focused to him. So I know it's negative, but at the same time, his base is not, it doesn't phase them. So in a way, it's kind of this weird thing where it might have been some sort of like,
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. This is Captain Kirk.
That's Jedi.
I didn't know
too.
Captain Kirk was a Nazi. Yes, the Jedi. Exactly.
No, that's different. That's different. That's different. It's you see. It's like if you see the hand, it's not that. It's when you don't see the hand. Like when you just, you know what I mean? Like this is fine. This is, hey, what's up? This is
but you don't
totally
know what
different.
his.
This is, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Some people aren't as flexible. You know what I mean? They're physically flexible. This could be an issue. This could be kinesiology.
It's this move. Yeah. It's this move. It's when you're like throwing it out is the problem.
Right.
Not just doing this. He's hailing a cab. He's hailing a space cab. That's all he's doing.
We could go down such a rabbit hole where we debate Captain Kirk's use of the Nazi insignia, but I don't know who he's doing, or he's trying to get Spock to.
Look at the thumb in. He's got the thumb in. He's got the thumb in. That's not that.
Hey, Spock, throw me my keys. You don't know what he's saying there.
Yeah, and his thumb's in. He's like, yo, got 4. He goes, you want to, you know, what do you want?
Who's taking the space shuttle? We got 4 or 5.
We got 4. Exactly.
4 or 5.
His fingers.
Is everyone on?
Yeah, totally different. The Klingons, they might be more Nazi, actually.
Right. So what do we do? So what do we say here? And some people are saying it's because he's neurodivergent. Okay, which I think is, which I've already stated my case on this, that I think you could look at it as a great leap forward, that even the Nazis are becoming more sympathetic to neurodivergent people.
No, I think he did it on purpose. Yeah. I think he didn't do it like I'm that, but I think he did it like, hey, I'll cause some problems. I think he did it to stir the pot. I don't think he is that guy, but I think he's definitely did it to just create madness. I think that's what people are doing now. It's so easy. It's so easy. And then it's like, and then all we talk about is him. Like Kanye was doing it for years. It's like it's just they drop some ridiculous thing or do some or wear something or whatever, and then it's like everybody goes nuts.
I don't know if
remember Kanye? He wore a swastika on a jacket, on a flight jacket.
Yeah, but so did the Sex Pistols. You know what I mean?
Well, and all we talked about was the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, I mean,
76. That's what I'm saying.
That used to.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's the new punk rock.
It's
the new punk rock. I don't know.
It is.
You know,
I think it is. It totally is.
All right, so at least
the easiest way to talk to get people to hate or talk about you is just drop some sort of Hitler reference.
And speaking of Star Trek, I'm holding a tribble in my hand right now. So we're coming full circle here.
One of these days, that thing's going to attack you. It's going to like gnaw your face, whatever the thing is.
I do. I gotta up my game here. But we can move on from this topic if it's too.
All right, go ahead. What do you got? You apparently have something itching in your comedy.
I got something. I got something. Okay.
I'm waiting for the wheel, so I'll let you go.
Okay, we're waiting. So you and me both. But here's the thing. There's a book. There's a book out called "Lives Across Time." Okay.
This is new.
And it's a long-term study of the effects of bad mothering on babies. Okay. It's a long-term study they did where they took babies and they filmed them with their interactions with their mothers, feeding them, changing them, and all that. They put them on, and it was started in the '60s, late '60s and '70s. And it's a video study, and they had all these psychologists watch them and take notes, and they would interview the moms, and they would watch them and evaluate. And they wanted to see what would happen when they watched this. They say, can you predict how messed up a child's going to be? I think that was, I'm sort of being a little, kind of giving a short version of it, but they wanted to see what the effects of good mothering would be on babies. Okay. And chapter 6, my mom is chapter 6. Okay. I'm not joking. My mom was in the study. She's actually in the study. And my mom there's video footage of my mother interacting with her babies. And in the book, my mom is mentioned prominently because all of the psychologists were watching the videos, were horrified watching. And they said, oh my God, this mother is like one of they're literally in the book. It says there was one mother who all of the psychologists gasped when they watched her interacting with her child. And that was my mom. Okay. So, that was my mom. All right. So all my life, I thought my mom's like messed up or something. And now I finally got a book out about it that I can point to and blame my mother for all my problems. I don't really have a joke here other than there's got to be one, because there's got to be something here. My mom is in one of the longest term studies of child trauma. And she's discussed by a battery of psychologists in the book who are discussing.
Why are they disgusted? Like, what happened? What'd she do? Was she like hitting you or what?
No. She was incredibly inattuned as a mother to her. Like, she would hold when she would feed me and my brother or my sister, she would hold our head like this and like jam the spoon in our mouths. So like most of it, like you would feed your child and you're happy to see your baby, you're happy to feed them, you're having like fun. Oh, hi. And my mom was just like, can we get this over with? I gotta, you know what I mean? This kid's annoying me. And like, she would hold. And it wasn't like anything like, oh, she's beating the kid, like nothing like that. Well, obviously you wouldn't see that because my mom's a little craftier than that. But like, she's not going to do that on film when there's cameras running.
Yeah, that was in the car.
Yeah, that was. Oh, absolutely. You know, my mom put on a good game face, and the psychologist wrote in the book. It's hilarious because the psychologist was like, "This woman appears to be putting on a very good show." Right, like those. Like, now I don't know. Now I don't know what humor is here, except the fact that that's a really weird, quirky thing about my family that I don't know what to do with, but there's got to be something there because
how did your brother turn out?
Awful. Okay, if you want to go down, there's no comedy there. Okay, there is.
There is. I have one that turned out awful. I have two actually.
Yeah, my brother didn't make it, so so he's no longer with us. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry,
yes,
sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's there's a heaviness in this whole thing.
Okay, Adam, help us out. Is it time for the wheel? Wait,
I think it's time for the wheel.
Ready? I think someone contact the wheel. Is there anything about abusive, traumatized children on the wheel? Okay,
there might be.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's like, well, no, dude, my family. I mean, I can rival all of this.
Sure, of course.
But what I want to say is, I feel like a lot of times, a lot of times people say, "Hey, my mom was bad or awful, or my family was bad," and then you have like an actual book, kind of proving it. Like it's like
we have documented evidence.
Yeah, it's like a book that you could pull up a Kindle on how bad my mom was. Like there's
that's funny.
There's like there's an
right
audio,
now on Amazon.
There's an Audible you can download of,
You can download My Childhood on Audible right now. You can actually get, that's funny.
Like that's the first, that's the lightest way to approach it. And then
that's really funny. Like the idea that, look, you guys might have had bad childhoods, but you can't right now, you can't go on Audible and download your traumatic childhood. Like I get, right? It's documented evidence. Okay.
Yeah, my mother's a whole chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they devoted an entire chapter to my mom's psychopathology. Okay, see you and raise you. Okay. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying you didn't have bad stuff. Obviously, everyone. I'm not trying to win this, thing. Although maybe, but there's something very strange about having a book out that documents your suffering. Hey, in chapter 3,
Yeah, I mean, there's a few kids that have like a TikTok of their mom at Walmart. You know what I mean, doing something crazy. But like that's that's the equivalent. Somebody's mom is like punching the manager or something.
Well, what's really interesting, they would have her. All of my mother's children were asked to draw pictures, answer questions when we were really little, and then they drew these very, very complicated psychological dossiers about what the problems are with the kids and what they're going to end up like. And the weird part is I'm not in any, like barely any of them. Like I was like I don't know where. I think my mother locked me in a car or in a trunk somewhere while they were studying my sister and my brother, or they just looked at me and go, I don't know, he's hopeless, or I don't know whether he's hopeless or he's doing well. Let's leave him out of the study. But my sister and my brother prominently featured. There's a few mentions of me in the thing where my mother says that she's deeply disappointed in all of her children. And she says this in one of the interviews. She says she's deeply disappointed in her children. And we were 3. I think I was 3 at the time. right. I don't know what I did to deserve that kind of rating. You know what I mean? Talk about two thumbs down.
Yeah. How are you disappointing at 3? You know what I mean? Like it's really, I mean,
you wonder why I'm a mess?
It's 4 basic things. Well, I mean, I know you've dealt with some anxiety, and it's starting to make a little more sense of structured, environments, or parental figures and things. So I get it, it's starting to kind of come together a little more. I think the hardest thing is getting into this thing without bringing the room down. But I think it's very interesting once they trust you and they're into it. I think it's great. I think it's
there's also a thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's also a thing that there's video footage, which is really interesting, and it really is like a nature footage. It's like that black and white footage from like studies from like the 60s and 70s, like the those things, and it says, watch the mother's interaction here. She's not attuned to the child at all. Look how she holds the child's head. No love, no warmth. Just a cold stare. It's like this really creepy, and I go, that's my mom. And here she plays with the child, but she shows no joy, no enthusiasm. Watch how the child loses any sense of spontaneity. Then she begins to cry. The mother is attuned and annoyed, right? It's just like that's the whole video is like, just hours of that. My mom just let them critiquing my mom like we're, like David Attenborough or something on watching lemurs or something. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest thing. I know there's got to be a bit there, but I don't even know what the hell it is. It's like,
do you watch it quite often? Do you watch it like every Mother's Day or something? Like what's?
Yeah. That's what we do. Every Mother's Day, we whip out. We watch how we got messed. How I became the messed up person that I am. Crank that VHS tape up. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, it's complicated. It's like because the book that messed up my family was the Bible.
Okay, at least you're not in that, or are you? I don't even know. Are you?
I mean, we're all God's children, so
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
No, but I think it's I think it's really just about getting into, coming from toxic or, dysfunctional environments and like finding a way for that to kind of, be digestible and people want to ride that ride with you. But I think everybody has their version of that, but not quite that, Yeah.
So, well, that's what I'm saying is like, I don't know. There's a way to do this. And it's kind of dark. It is dark, the whole idea of it. So the question is what
it's a little one-man showy, but it's still which is good. I mean, I want you to do one of those anyway, at some point. I think we all should. Yeah. But well, let's think about, I love the idea of like my mother's enthusiasm for feeding was like blank, what I mean? Like there's something funny about like just like her just like, oh, here we go again, and she's not even breastfeeding, what I mean? Like it's one thing. She can't even like she can't even like I think like most kids got the airplane. I just got the I got the like something.
Oh, right. What's the plane that napalmed Vietnam? What are they? You know what I mean? They're like whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Kamikaze. I don't know.
Yeah. Some people had the airplane or the helicopter or something. A helicopter I'm bringing this. My mother was the one napalming napalming Cambodia, right? Like my mom.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's kind
or
of
kamikaze. Kamikaze is kind of a funny word.
Kamikaze, napalm. Kamikaze.
I got the kamikaze
F-14s.
spoon to my head. I don't know.
Like an F-14 napalming a Cambodian village. Torching a Cambodian village.
Yeah, not very light. Not very light.
Yeah, but Cambodia. But come on, Dustin. Cambodia, you got a K sound. It's funny.
Well, kamikaze is got a K.
I know. Right.
You got
I know.
K's and K's. I think what I'm missing is more information on this situation. Like, tell me more information, because all I got is like it's some sort of book about raising kids or how not to raise kids. I don't know. I need a little more information.
Wait,
on the
get
whole
Adam.
thing.
Adam, pull it up, Adam. It's on Amazon. Lives Across Time. It's called. If you can, Lives Across Time.
See if there's a summary of it.
Yeah, it's in there. It's a long-term.
My family might be in there. I don't know. Let's see. You never know.
That would be really funny if your family just randomly. Wait a minute, Brian. You're talking about my childhood.
Drug addicts from the 70s. What?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is that what is really funny is that the guy is like 90 years old now. The guy that headed the study. And he called me and my sister to get releases for when the book was coming out. And I said to him, "Can you send us some of those videos?" And the first videos he sent, he goes, "Yeah, the ones that are mentioned in the book about how horrifying." And he sent these videos, and it wasn't my mom, right? Like it was like somebody else's mom. Like they had messed up. That's a really big paperwork issue. You can't screw that up. Like where you go, your mom screwed you up, and you think, "Oh, here it is." Adam comes through. Yeah, look at that. That's it. Lives Across Time.
What is that painting? Is that a Picasso? What is that?
It's some Greek. I think it's some Greek thing of the kid and the babe. Lives Across Time. Growing up, paths to emotional health and emotional illness from birth to 30 and 76 people. That's right. Yeah, there it is, right there.
76.
Yeah,
people. Wow.
Yeah, this is a laugh riot. This piece, there's so much rich comedic ability. Just even the painting itself is depressing. It's not depressing, but it's just sort of like
it's very sexual.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I love the fact that the book about my mom only has a 3.8 rating star on Amazon. Like nobody and
it's like
5 reviews.
Yeah,
is that good reviews? Yeah.
No, 3.8. Let's see. Let's read the reviews. Let's read the reviews.
Read the reviews. There you go.
There you go. That's hilarious. Let's see what are people saying.
Read the bad reviews. Read the 1%. What did that person say?
The 1-star one.
Oh, come on, Adam. Get on top of it, man. What do you got?
Come on.
Where's the 1-star review?
Wait, you just had it. Oh no, go to click on that. Okay. Oh, this is great.
You got to do this before the show starts, Adam.
Yeah,
right.
You got to sign into your account. You go,
Adam. How could you not have known that we would have needed this? It's like Adam. Adam's like, what do you want from me, guys? I got to sign into eBay and
I order so much. I order so much Amazon. I'm always logged in. Like I don't.
I know.
Understand.
I'm so Amazon. I know. It's sad, but
we got to start going back to stores.
And we can't reveal Adam's Amazon information because people on the show will be ordering stuff, truckloads of stuff.
I can figure out his password. It's probably Born to Run 123.
There you go. All right.
Okay. Not that hard. Did you get it?
How do I make this bigger so that I?
Now the 1 stars went up. Am I imagining things?
I can only get the 5 stars right now.
See, that's BS.
See more. What about if you click down below? See more reviews. Because there's only 5 reviews. Oh, here we go again. This is half the show right here.
Half the show. You're like my mom trying to get my mom to do something online. Just log in, Mom.
All right.
I think my mom from the grave is trying to mess this up. I think my mom is trying to keep us from finding out about the Wouldn't it be great if you?
When did the book come out?
2 years ago, 3 years ago, but
Oh,
I
2
didn't
years?
know it was
Wow.
out because they do a new edition of it or something like that. And they were adding stuff, and then they interviewed me, and because I wasn't prominently featured in the book, my mom and my sister mostly, and my brother was more, but me, I don't know what happened to me. Like I don't know where I was during that. Like I said,
you were
I think my
3,
mom
weren't you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. You weren't making that many mistakes at 3.
Well, no, trust me. My mom said, "I'm disappointed." This is the quote from the book. I'm disappointed in all of my children, and my sister at that point, I think I was 3. My brother was 4. And my sister was 1, right? so like my mom wasted no time in whittling our self-esteems down, she's taking a pickaxe to our, this is really upbeat, this part of the show. This is how the sausage gets made, folks. Okay.
No,
Adam's signing in as
we just, we were just hoping to get that 1-star review, but we can't get to it.
I can't even, I signed in. It's not even on there. The 1 star here. I'll share.
Oh, really?
Again. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna go on.
We're all gonna go on. It's gonna take.
Right.
We got,
it takes a village.
4, and
they're all positive. Because positive is boring.
Yeah. We don't want that.
I want somebody being like, "This book is so stupid. I can't believe they were so mean to a 3-year-old."
Yeah, lives across time.
Yeah, it's not showing up. I clicked on the 1 star.
Really?
It says there's no reviews.
Okay, and it's $128 the hardcover. I don't know why that, because it's I think it's a rare. It must be a really rare book. When did it come out? I still don't even know when it came out. A couple of years ago, but I think the reason I know about it now is because it came out and they did a new
$128. There's no way they're moving.
Yes.
There's no way they're moving that. Who's buying this book for $130?
Everybody that's it. I think I bought all the copies, right?
Yeah.
Hold
trying
on.
to get it off the shelf.
Exactly. Hold on. 5
all right, so it came out in
ratings.
2018.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But the study is how long?
No review. Yeah.
There's no review.
What's that?
So how long was the study? It was from the 70s till now? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So different.
There you go. So for all you kids out there that are wondering, how do you write comedy? This is not how you do it.
Well, it is how you do it. Hey, listen, I had us onto something, and then you got back in somewhere else. But it's like the proof. You can pull it up as an audible. That's kind of funny.
Oh, that's great. That's really funny.
We should have stayed on that and found a few more jokes about that.
Okay. We can. The show's not over yet.
It feels like it's over.
We just killed it.
This is a very difficult thing because it's like, it's funny. I have this problem too, where it's like I'll bring up something like, like my parents or, just everybody going to jail or growing up in a biker bar and seeing stuff I shouldn't have seen. And people tend to feel sorry as opposed to getting on this dark train of laughter. And so it's like, it's a very difficult thing, but it's like Richard Pryor was talking about being in a brothel and all stuff. So it's like, you can talk about stuff that's horrible and make funny, but it's never easy. It's just,
I remember Richard, I think it was live in concert. I remember when Richard talked about that and my mom's in the other room, with a client who, and he's talking about his mom sleeping with guys for money. And it's so, when he's talking about it in his act, he doesn't really do much with it other than to say it as kind of a throwaway, but it does feel almost like one of those things that you say on stage and the audience almost checks out because the reality is too striking that they just disconnect and they go, okay, where's he going with this? Like, because if something is that close to the bone, you just go, where's he going with this? But also the thing getting burned up by, smoking, coke, crack or whatever,
freebasing
freebasing was also completely cut to the bone. And yet that was hilarious and maybe the greatest.
Because that's a choice. You know, when there's parents, it's not a choice. It's something that just you can't control it. You have no control over it. You're young. You can't be like, I don't want you as my mom. Like, you have to deal with it.
Right.
So it's like it's a different kind of energy than like, hey, I was doing drugs and this happened and this happened. You know, it's like you made that choice. Even if you are dysfunctional to the point where you're doing drugs like that, you're still making the choice. So it's like it feels less, feels more rock and roll and less traumatic,
Right. So so you're sort of stuck in that world where it's kind of like, oh, okay, this horrible thing happened to me, and the people are like, oh God, all right, well, thanks for sharing, and we came to the.
Well, it's hard to get things to work. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I don't know if I told you this, but when my dad died, I was at the funeral, which was a very crazy funeral. It was like, because my dad joined this cult at the end of his life, and it was like this Christian cult called the Good News Church. And I think some people in Africa, like they had like a mass suicide, and like recently like 400 people died, whatever. So it's like this weird cult Jesus thing. And and the whole thing was in Korean the whole time. So it's like they had like a translator, and it's like fire and brimstone, but like in Korea. In Korean. So it's like, what, I'm not doing to make fun of the accent, but it was like that. And then some guy would be like, he would also do it in like a high energy thing, but in English. It was like this thing. And then I remember, I was asked to get up and say something, and, and I had some heartfelt stuff, but I also wanted to be kind of funny, but it didn't work. So I basically bombed, at my dad's funeral. And then the worst part was, it was an open casket. So my dad, I'm just looking at my dad while I'm just.
Your dad's watching you bomb and eat it? That's really funny.
And then my aunt gets up and kills it because she's part of that church. And so they love her. And she just crushed it. And she even went like this. And they started clapping.
Oh,
like,
that's
she got an
hilarious.
applause break. She's destroyed. And I'm like, it almost to be, because we don't get along that well, almost to be like, oh, are you the comedian? And it was like so like just traumatizing, the whole thing. But it was just like this,
so funny.
So it was just like just bombing at my dad's funeral while he's like in, while I could see him, look kind of not necessarily looking up at me, but he's still looking at me,
You almost brought him back from the dead.
Yeah, it was so bad that he almost walked. Like it was.
Yeah. You almost walked out. Your dad. Okay.
But that's the thing where it's like, it's death, it's horrible, it's whatever. But at the same time, I remember I got up and I was like, hey, I'll be funny for a minute. I'm the comedian. Everybody's expecting it. And then it was just like, then I start crying, whatever. And then you're just like, you're a mess. And it's like, it's just awful.
You're eating it at your dad's funeral.
Oh, it's great. It was great how bad it was. Yeah, it was great how bad it was.
Worst gig you ever had. I mean, it would be there. It almost seems like it would be funny to do that whole bit where the worst. I had the worst crowd. They were so inattentive, and I bombed. The worst gig I ever had was at this. I was at this event, and the thing, and you do the whole story. It's probably no way to get away with this, but you do the story, some of the story, and then you go, and the event was my dad's funeral. Like, well, like you don't, where the twist is that you're at your dad's funeral, but you ever work a funeral? I did. It was my dad's. It's like if you reveal,
that's great. I think that's funny. Yeah. It's also before all that. It could be like, and you have your family setting up front. That ends up being my dad
at a gig
in a casket.
Oh, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You go. You ever you have one of those dad days at work? Well, a comedian's the worst because one time I did this gig and I did this gig and I bombed. I didn't get one laugh, and my family was there, and you have friends there, and also it was my dad's funeral. So that's like it has to be like funny. Four things, and then it's like, good. But it has to be very specific. It's like I was bombing. People hated me. Yeah. I didn't get one laugh. And worse, my family was there. And even worse, because it was my dad's funeral. So that on top, so you add those up, okay? And if you frame it like you want to talk about bad gigs, if you want to talk about horrible gigs, I got you beat. Comedians always come up and and say this is my worst gig is at Elks Lodge in Jersey, and like that was 8 drunk people, whatever. And then you go, well, I was at a gig. My entire family was there, expecting me to do really well. I didn't get one laugh. They hated me. People walked out, and it was my dad's funeral, right? But I don't like the way it ended. something like that.
And then well, something like my aunt crushing is funny. So something about because
your aunt crushing and saying dad, it was my dad couldn't make it because it was his funeral. You know, like you know what I mean, like something like that, but not quite that. I'm trying to figure out how the twist comes in. The twist has to be really, you know. And my dad would have been there, but he just died, and that's what we were there for because it was his funeral. It's really hard. You got to build that and find a way to go. And my dad was there. Unfortunately, he had just passed away because it was his funeral. You know, and it was.
He was there. He was there, but he wasn't.
And it was a funeral, and my family was there because it was my dad's funeral. And you know, boom.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. I think that's great.
That's really there's something really funny there.
Definitely play with that. All right, we're gonna let's do the wheel.
Wait, I got one more.
Oh, you got one
really
more.
Quick thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Whenever I teach, and I'm sure you do this too, whenever your students come to you and say, you know, you want to tell them what to talk about in their stand-up act, that anything interesting, sometimes they'll tell you something about themselves. One guy I was teaching class, he was in Afghanistan. He was a Marine in Afghanistan, and he didn't talk about it in his. And I say, you have to talk about this, like you have to talk about it. And it's just fantastic. And you're not talking about this on stage, and my entire thing of the fact that I'm a voiceover actor and I was the M&M Peanut and I was the Honey Nut Cheerio Bee and I was Keanu Reeves, Bill and Ted's Excellent Cereal. I did Keanu Reeves' voice. I don't talk about that on stage. I never do. Okay. Because in my world, you don't bring attention to yourself as a voiceover actor. You don't want brands or anything but I just, down here in Aruba, it suddenly occurred to me, why am I not talking about this? So I had Ray say he was the voice of the M&M Peanut. He was the voice of the Honey Nut Cheerio Bee. And I go on, and the audience is already like going, wow, that's amazing. Like, it's a really weird, quirky thing that's very unique to me. So I started talking about it. But I don't even need, so my point being that, like, I go on stage and I go, yes, thank you for that great intro. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Scott McFadden. I'm an actor and a comedian, and I've been doing comedy for years, and yes, I was the voice of the Honey Nut Cheerio Bee for 2 years, and the M&M Peanut for 3 years. And yes, I studied acting. I founded a Shakespeare company. I've studied improv for many years. To make it in show business, always wanted my own sitcom. And my the biggest response I've ever gotten, and my biggest gig that I've ever is me going. People recognize me from or get excited about hearing that for 2 years I was the guy going, it's got a bigger taste and a better crunch, even more for your big mouth to munch, covered in a thin candy shell. You know, and that gets this really great response from people, right? Like they just go, wow, that's like really cool. And I don't really have a joke, but that just that is kind of funny that I do that. And then I just go, yes, I wish I have a really nice voice, but I never get that. I always got the, hey, what's going on there? Oh boy. For years, I was at Wendy's. I did all the Wendy's spots where it was a surfer dude. Well, wacky wind-ups from Wendy's. There's one in every pack. Collect all 6. Anyway, but I never got, and then I just do all my voices. I just do I wish I the political ads, the guy in the political ads, that, and I just go into that, Jeff Sanchez says he's an American, but with a name like Sanchez, and so it just gives me this entree into all of these other things. I don't know if I really have a joke for this. I sort of maybe just needed to share it or talk it out for a moment on the show, like therapy. but that actually worked in a way that I never expected it to get a big response from an audience. Like, oh, why am I not talking about this?
Yeah, so. I think, people are fascinated by any sort of showbiz story. And I think the Shakespeare thing is funny. And you could also do a Shakespeare line. And then,
sure.
At one point I was, to be or not to be, and now it's like, hey, the peanut, so it's like,
oh, that's true. That's good. That's good.
That's good.
I went from, oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I? Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction and a dream of passion, could force his soul to it's got a bigger taste and a better crunch, even more for your big mouth to munch. The same people that are doing that are doing that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And all the celebrities are on commercials now, which really annoys me because I can't get any work. So they gave it to John Goodman and John Lovitz. Thank you for that. Like, they need money. they took it away from me, right? So there's probably a joke there.
Well, it's also I have a little person, friend, and it's the same thing with him. It's like CGI took all his work.
Wow!
It's like,
wait a second. Wait a minute. You have a little person friend?
I do. Well, we were roommates. He's an actor. He's Nick Novicki. I don't know if you know. I don't know.
No,
Nick
Novicki.
Yeah. Oh, we lived together. I used to do jokes about it, but he. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like he gets mad at like Willy Wonka and all that stuff because they basically like superimposed like Hugh Grant and made him like an elf instead of hiring like the original Willy Wonka. I mean, there was all little people actors and like so like that was their ad, like that was their.
I know, but isn't that like a huge controversy? Isn't that like dwarf face?
That's what
because
I'm saying.
It's like blackface or yellow face. Isn't that dwarf face or dwarf body? I mean, I don't know what that is.
I don't know if that's how you phrase it, but yeah, it's something similar to that.
You think? They think that's not it, right? That I just made up, right? That phrase, that word I just made up out of nowhere for comedic purposes, right? Yeah, I don't think that's really it, Brian. Right?
I mean, for all I know, you heard that. I don't know. I mean, you do read a lot of stuff online, so I don't know.
Yes. Who knows?
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds like something that would wind up in a thread. Dwarf face, but but I'm saying it's like there's something interesting about like. Well, it's like you have that great joke about English people taking American roles and stuff. So the whole thing kind of comes together where it's just like
right, and it's a whole thing. Like, and then you could go. I just on a thread I wrote this joke about because Billy D. Williams said that white actors, he doesn't mind white actors doing blackface. Did you read? He said that. He said it's okay because actors should be able to do what they want. And I said, which is really good news for the upcoming Barack Obama biopic starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, so there you go. So that's funny. But anyway,
yeah. Well, right? I mean, it's but like I said, it's like people do love behind the scenes and all that stuff. And it's like, because I've done some stuff like, I've done jokes about like, bombing. I once played a room full of clowns and like, people like that stuff, it's like, so I think like the showbiz stuff is interesting.
It's great.
It's like a bombing at an audition, bombing at a show or something crazy happening or, any sort of like,
I love that stuff.
Name drop or whatever. Like people like that stuff. It's interesting to them. So
all right, well that's good. All right, well we'll put that to bed and maybe spin the wheel because and maybe it's time because I interrupted the wheel and Adam was all
I was excited. No, I was excited for you. I just don't have. I'm just kind of like I'm dead today, so it's like I just need something. Something.
Well, that's what the wheel is for.
All right, what do you got?
All right, let's bring the wheel up. Yeah, this is kind of basic, but all right.
Do we spin it?
Yeah, we have to.
We got here.
We have to trust your topics. That's the sad part.
Okay.
All right, what's coming up here? Historical figures in modern time.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Oh boy. All right. Wow. That's yowza. Can we spin the wheel? Can we spin the wheel again?
Yeah, we can spin it.
Not that it's going to get better. It might get.
I mean that's like an '80s bit where it's just like
historical figures in modern times. What if like
Napoleon? What if Napoleon was?
I worked at Olive Garden. What if Napoleon worked at Olive Garden? I think it would have gone something like this. Well, you know what I'm saying? Would you like the sauce on your?
Unlimited breadsticks.
The breadsticks. Unlimited breadsticks. What's with the unlimited breadsticks?
Okay. The lasagna. I'm so bad at voices. I have you like when I do voices, I make sure Brian's doing the block work like in football, and I just go behind him. Yeah,
French is not my better one. My better one. All right, so we're spinning one more time. I'm afraid to spin because that might have been the best one that we were going to get to.
I think it's what. So what if they were like here now? Is that what like Abraham Lincoln?
Right. Yeah.
Like, if he was like running for president, that might be interesting. Just think about, they would crucify him, Just
Well, no, then there's a book, there's a movie out about Abraham Lincoln. Being,
vampires. Vampires.
No, it's Abraham.
It is. He fights vampires.
No, that's a movie, right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Right, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the
it's real.
documentary.
It actually happened.
Oh, I know that. Vampires.
He fought vampires.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't. Wait a minute. Is this MSNBC or is this Fox?
It's whatever you want it to be, right? We tailor this to whatever you want to believe. That's how it works.
Well, because that sounds more actually palatable than the movie that came out that says that makes the case that Abraham Lincoln was a gay.
Oh,
okay.
He was totally gay. They all were. They all were.
They all were.
They all were. Everybody, even now. That's why when they start to do all these like bands and these things, it's like, dude, Van, come on.
Then let's stick. Then since we're doing that, let's stick with let's not spin again.
Let's
just go. What if Abraham Lincoln was on Grindr? Can you just like? Can you imagine?
I'll show you a Lincoln log. You want to see a Lincoln log?
Yeah. They cannot tell a lie. All right, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Vampire hunter. Okay. Yeah. Because wait, I don't even. Wow. Now that is. But is that okay? What?
It's a book and it's a movie. It's a fictional book.
And it's a movie.
Yeah. But
who played?
I know the guy. I don't know his name right now, but I met him. That played the actor. It's like a young kid. It's kind of fun.
Really, who played Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
That was his first big gig.
It wasn't Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he wasn't.
Is he British? Is it a British actor?
No,
of course.
No, not the guy that played him in the movie.
Okay.
That guy's not British.
Benjamin Walker.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's from like New York.
Oh.
He's a New York guy.
Okay. Who's going to play my mom in the movie when they do Lives Across Time? Well, who's going to play my mom? Right. That's what when they finally do make a movie out of that. Like
Glenn Close. Glenn Close.
Yeah. Yes. Please. Thank you. Perfect casting.
He plays all our moms, and he's so.
She's actually more. She's too sweet. I'm sorry. We to play my mom. Like I don't think she can capture the menace
Kathy Bates.
and
Kathy
frightening,
Bates.
scary. Yes, there you go. That somewhere in there is somewhere in time and somewhere my mom.
The mom from Carrie. How great was she?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that's Piper Laurie. That's don't ask me how I pulled that out of my mouth.
I mean, that's impressive. Wow, that's very impressive.
Believe me, I have no idea how I did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Piper Laurie. Are you kidding me? I have no idea. I couldn't name another Piper Laurie movie. And yet Adam right now is Googling Piper Laurie to confirm. You nailed it, Brian. Yeah. Are we spinning? Yeah.
But I think some people wouldn't be historical figures if there was like modern social media. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's like, that's the thing is it's like, so many people can be brought down so easily that I think a lot of people got away with being, good or hiding secrets or, whatever it was because there was no internet. There was no way of fact checking, Mark Twain. There was no way of fact checking, something like that. Like, go ahead.
So if there were footage. If there was footage of Jesus overturning the tables, at the, you know what I mean? Like that would have really ruined he would have come off and they would have said, no, this is not the savior. Look at this guy's got real anger management issues because he's overturning the tables at the temple or something like that, right? There was salesmen, the story?
Yeah, I wasn't going to go as far back as Jesus, but I like where your head's at.
Right, but but he knocks over these guys are selling stuff at the church or something, and he goes berserker mode on them.
I mean, look what the bug did. Look what the bug did, which was relatively new, and when Nixon was in office, it was like that. That was technology that was kind of on the rise. Yeah. I'm sure there were 5 presidents before him that you should have bugged, and nobody bugged.
Right.
And so and like God knows what these people have done without people finding out and whatnot. So I don't know.
Thank God. Yeah.
But there's just something funny. Like with me personally, it's like, with all these canceled things that are happening, thank goodness, like, the technology was a flip phone when I was out there drinking, that there was no,
you'd have been in a lot of trouble.
Are you kidding me? So that there's something funny about that, where it's just like the idea of like, oh, thank goodness, like this technology did not exist when I was at my worst. And so
that would be funny if you could go back in time and bring the technology to an earlier time just to trash great historical figures.
Yes.
Find footage. Cancel culture. Let's cancel some more. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go back in time. There's got to be
Hitler
some stuff we can get on
pretty fast if there had been some technology out there.
Right.
There was no technology. That's how he was able to thrive. He was able to like exist in a world. It's like, if somebody had some of that early stuff on camera, they'd be like, "Okay, dude, I see what you're doing."
If they had iPhones and they've Mother Teresa berating somebody, or what I mean, like
Mother
something,
Teresa. Absolutely,
smacking somebody around like General Patton, like, man up, you candy ass, like yelling at, because one thing like that. Remember, this is how far we've come. You don't even have to realize it, but Howard Dean ran for president, and he screamed once, and his entire career was over. Okay, and think how like that's. He screamed. Now think of the bizarre stuff that our current array of greatest, superstars, Suicide Squad of politicians we have nowadays and people in the media are doing, and the amount of hijinks, craziness, and insanity has been cataloged, and it doesn't make a dent.
Well, it does. It does. It does. I think Kamala's laugh hurt her.
Oh, I think so, but I don't think it was the thing. like
no, but I think it hurt.
I just let out.
I think it hurt her a little
I just
bit.
let that could.
I think it hurt her a little
my
bit.
laugh is hurting this show. I think this my laugh is a key thing about this show that needs to end.
I have a good laugh, so I keep it moving. But I think
keep it moving on.
I think like her just. A lot of people didn't like it. They didn't like her to begin with, but I felt like same with Hillary, whatever. Like there was just this energy sometimes that people just, it's one quick thing and they try to say, I don't like him because of that, but
right.
I don't know.
Right. But And so it could have been, there's so many things, but the fact that I think it was, Dean said, Dean went, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. And his entire political career was over. Like that. I don't even know. There's got to be a joke there. But at one time, and he screamed once. And I hate doing like stuff that's dated that nobody really knows about. But look up the Dean scream. Look up the Dean scream, and then you go, well, look at where we've come.
Yeah, it's like 30. It's 30 years ago, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's only about a minute. Yeah.
How long is it? 30 years ago?
We're going to go to Iowa, and we're going to go to
20 years ago. 2004?
In 2004?
20 years ago, yeah.
You know something?
22 years ago.
You know something?
Yeah.
If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
That's it. Career over.
Yeah, it seems crazy. I get it.
That was it. I mean, look at that.
We will not give up.
Yeah. He's trying too hard. Yeah, I get it.
Wait a second.
What a maniac. What a maniac.
I was trying to make the opposite point. I know, obviously Dustin is doing a shtick, but like that is so funny that is really the career ender. Look at that. That was 2 seconds of nothing.
We're going to Mexico and Canada.
And I don't like to be that. Yeah, and I don't like to be that person that goes, wow, there's no joke there other than like weird nostalgic kind of something or other. There's got to be something more profound there if you find something. But just the fact that he went, yeah, and this was just 20 years ago. You screamed, your career was over.
Well, I think it's funny to do like something like, the things that have ruined people's careers over the years. You have, the littlest thing can really just sway the public and their perception of you. Howard Dean did a scream, somebody else did something, whatever, and then somebody else actually did something horrible would be the good third one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah. Like,
and, the Holocaust.
Yeah. Woody Allen, he married his daughter. This guy did
You know
this.
what I mean?
Like, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Actually, that was pretty bad. And then,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Built a successful business and had a few hiccups.
Yeah.
And then look what happened to the guy.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy, you know what I mean? He's great with kids. And, but he took it too far.
Yeah, I think he probably needs somebody lighter than that. But.
Yeah. Adam, get the scissors ready for that section. Okay, you might want to clean that part.
Now, we're impossible. There's no way we can get this somewhere I wanted to get it on, but we're having fun. That's all that matters.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, we're writing that off.
I mean, I'm trying, but I feel like it's just not in us. But we're gonna try. We'll try for.
Well, if that's the case,
and it's my fault. Half of it's my fault.
Yes, I would say more than half. But anyway,
more than half.
No, but I'd say 63% at least. But right, but no. What I wanted to know is like if we're not going to do that, then don't you think we should go full all in on
no, because I don't think you realize nobody will listen to this. I think nobody's listening to it, but 2 extra people because it's clean.
Okay. I don't mind clean.
Oh, it's clean. I mean, I'm just saying the clean thing is what helps, podcasts like far as.
Oh, I wasn't talking about clean. I was talking about politics.
Well, that's clean, I guess, in my opinion.
No, but my point is on the show we were supposed to be. It had to be clean and no politics.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is with the politics, it's like I did want to get it on something, which I'm still going to try. But I also feel that like the problem with politics, like with Adam, is like we'll do something that's very current, and then it's like if he doesn't get it up right away, then it's like it becomes it feels very dated. So it's like it puts him in a situation where he has to like. So we can do what we're doing. I just don't want to be all the time.
Adam.
It's not all the time. It's not all the time. Yeah.
Adam is the real culprit here. Right?
Yeah. Like if we did politics every week, it would be very difficult because I feel like it would just come off dated.
Adam's workflow is not allowing us to. This is on him. Yeah. So we need Adam to pick up the pace.
Well, without Adam, it's just
there is no show.
It's just me and you and a laptop. Yeah, it's just
that's right. which is every Tuesday night. But anyway, right, which is just another Tuesday night. But you want to spin the wheel again?
All right. Well, I thought you had an 8:30 show.
I do. Okay.
All right. One more spin.
All right. One more spin.
Because you're gonna have to cut some of that, so we'll do this.
Yeah. Lincoln as vampire killer was great. The topics.
Yeah, do one more. Do one more.
Do one more. Spin the topic wheel.
Because that becomes political.
I think we're gonna end up.
We got life coaches.
Okay. All right.
Life coaches.
Well, that's an interesting. I don't even know. You mean like who would be a good life coach or what my life coach is?
I think. Well, if I could step in on this one, I feel like everybody. Like there's something kind of funny about like speaking of historical people. Like it's like for some reason now we're at a certain point in time where we need some sort of life coach. Like there was people who've done such great things, then they didn't have like a dude they paid like $100 a week to talk, and tell them how to like organize their life. Like there's people who've been doing amazing things forever, and they didn't have to have a dude. They didn't have to have a dude with a big head and a big smile. What's that guy's name?
Anthony Robbins.
Yeah, I'm there, and he's that stupid face, and it's like I don't know, there's something funny, but because he's like the guy, like and I think he's pretty great, but I'd never take any classes. But because they're always like $9,000.
Well, I did an Anthony Robbins workshop, so I can.
You're the guy. I knew you did. That's why you're so successful. You did. You applied all the principles.
Well, no, but the thing about life coaches to me is just like this new thing, where if you failed at everything, you can coach people who have a specific area that they're trying to succeed in, and you can just yell at them. And get them to because I know people that have become life coaches. It's become like a kind of I don't even know like what would be a funny like a fallback career for people who, you know, weren't able to, and I don't want to criticize, you don't want to make negative, because some of the people are really cool people. And I don't know what, that was a life coach that's like, you know, it's just, I'm going to yell at you and get you to do this, or, you know, get up, you candy ass. Like maybe they're good at that. I don't even know, you know,
Well, I think you have to, you know, to be a life coach, you know, you better have 2 houses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a life coach who's has an EBT card. You know what I mean? Like,
I love Dustin's whole thing is basically, unless you're an oligarch, don't call me and tell me you're a life coach. Okay.
Yeah. If you don't have a like a $90,000 car, I don't want you telling me anything.
I want Elon Musk and Donald Trump as my life coaches.
Yeah, but I would listen to them before I'd listen to, you know, a lot of people.
I mean, that isn't that successist? Aren't you like judging people by their level of success?
Isn't that the point of a life coach? Is to make you more successful?
Of course, but
I don't need a life coach for my relationship. I need a life coach to get, you know, to make them dollars, son. Like, I don't, you know.
Right. So if they don't have a yacht, they're really not in any position to tell you what to do, is what you're saying.
I don't want to.
So that would be the first question, is what's your net worth? Yeah. Is like, that should be on your resume. I don't even care. You know,
if I have more money in the bank, you get out of here. I don't want to even talk to you.
Yes, but what about the Zen masters who are living on a hill and they're eating?
That's different. That's not a life coach. That's like a guru. That's a different thing. A life coach is like a dude who has a workshop and he's got a website and he's in Florida and you got to pay $900 and he's like,
so it's not Swami Muktananda.
No, there's no yoga.
Sri Nisargadatta Martin. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj.
If you're a Hindu, I'll listen to you, but I'm not going to listen to some dude that's like claiming that he knows stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just getting riled up.
That's kind of funny that you judge people based on what their culture is from. You can, if you're a Hindu, you can be sitting on a straw mat and I'll listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're a white guy from Jersey, you better have 2 houses and a yacht and 2 boats. Otherwise, I'm not nothing you say, nothing you can tell me has any validity. Okay.
Yeah. If you're a monk or something, I'm into it. But like your name's Tony, you better have a Mercedes, you know,
flowing robes and okay. All right. Well, there you go. Dustin Chafin chiming in on life coaches. If you're a life coach, tell me what your net worth is. Tell me how many houses you own before I even sign with you.
My ex-girl, I got an ex-girlfriend who's a life coach. I'm like, really? I go.
Wow. That's
funny. There's a 1-bedroom in Astoria. I'm like, all right, dude, get out of here.
That is really incredibly judgmental, right?
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I don't think that you should, like, I want to go down this road because you're a big sports guy. I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah.
And I got this today, which is kind of fun as we edit this stuff.
What I don't know what.
Yeah, no. I got this today. I'm a big Steelers guy, and so my buddy was at Ben Roethlisberger's house, so I got a signed to Dustin. Isn't that fun?
That's awesome.
That's great. And so here's my thing with sports. Like I feel like you shouldn't get a commercial unless you have a ring. You know, you shouldn't get to commentate on the game unless you have a ring. You shouldn't be able to, you know, say anything.
But Karl Malone doesn't have a ring. John Stockton doesn't have a ring.
Charles Barkley's funny, you know, so I'll give him a pass. But if you're not funny, if you're funny, you have some charm to you. Even Tony Romo's pretty good on the mic. Yeah, but
Dan Marino doesn't have a ring. You know,
good on the mic. Good on the mic. Good on the mic. But there's guys that are bad on the mic who haven't done anything. RG3 is not good on the mic, and he's done nothing. I've played as much football as RG3. He has not.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like, what has he done?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The worst.
Okay. Okay. So
Rex
along
Ryan,
with
what have you done? Stupid.
okay, so along with, you don't think people should be life coaches unless they have this, you should be sports commentating. We're eliminating lots of people from the workforce based on Dustin's random application of standards. Right? You have nothing to offer me.
There's enough guys with rings that could be doing those commercials. Here's the deal, man. Like Michael Jordan had to earn it. He had to earn the commercial. They didn't just give it to him because he was good in college. He was great in college.
Yes,
and they didn't just give it to him right out of the gate. Everybody else get it. They get that Subway sandwich deal right out of the gate. It's
all right, but
ridiculous.
You're invalidating one of the major plot points of the movie Bull Durham, which is Kevin Costner doesn't have the talent that Tim Robbins has, but he's great at imparting wisdom. So they put him to coach Tim Robbins, and he becomes the coach of Tim Robbins and a mentor of Tim Robbins, and he teaches him all these things. And then he becomes, at the end of the movie, if you recall, he is offered a possible managerial position at Visalia, which is classic. Don't ask me how I remember this, but anyway, Visalia in the movie. And so people who necessarily aren't the most maybe accomplished or gifted people, and Kevin Costner,
but he wasn't on NBC. It was just like a confidant. I'm just talking about dudes with like $1 million contracts with no rings. That's what I'm talking about. I still want to see it. Or earn your commercial before you earn you know what I mean? You got to earn it. Like Jordan had to earn his Wheatie box cover. I
had to earn the M&M peanut.
You got a great voice. You worked your butt off to do that. I can't do that, and you do that, and it's great, and you deserve it. But you deserve to be an M&M.
We have come full circle. We just wrapped it up in a bow on that one. Okay, I deserve the breaks that I get. And these other deadbeats who are coaching people, okay, have no right. I love I love to see this judgmental side of our show.
It's not the coaching part. Coaching part, you can, as long as you've been successful and your life is working. Right. And you also, I don't want a divorcee. You know what I mean? Like I want a guy that's got his crap together. He's got a family. He's got a house. Yeah. All his kids like him. Like you just shouldn't be like throwing pearls of wisdom to people unless you've got it together. Right.
You're saying if you're an AA sponsor, I want somebody who's a heavy drinker as my AA sponsor.
I have been an AA sponsor. I've been an AA sponsor, and every single AA sponsor is a heavy drinker. There's not somebody that had 3 White Claws and said, "Oh, I'm going to be an AA sponsor."
Oh, okay. Well,
that's not how it works. If you're in the program, you deserve to be in the program. Yeah. Okay. There's no guy in the program that
you earn that.
Yeah, he wasn't drinking cooking wine once in a while.
Show me your scars from passing out in the dumpster before I listen to you. Exactly.
Well, all of us have that. There's not one person that's like going to spend an hour in a meeting that has a story like that. So no frauds in AA. I'll tell you that.
Okay, there you go. No frauds in AA. That sounds like a T-shirt sponsor, right? Like a sponsorship deal. No frauds in AA. That's my Dustin Chafin's new one-man show.
Nobody would waste their time otherwise. It's ridiculous.
Right. Okay. So wrapping.
I don't go there for the coffee, Brian.
That's right. That's right. I do, but you don't because Starbucks is out of it. I don't go to AA for the coffee because Starbucks is out of it. Hello. All right. Listen, I want to introduce something for the next show because you just made me think of something.
Don't make it complicated, though, Brian.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that I don't like the fact, and I have a great discussion for us, and you can cut the show off here but I want to have a great debate. I am so jealous of people with drinking problems because you guys have a whole system and a whole network all over the world of support for you guys. But if you're just sad, okay, and you don't have a drinking problem, there's nothing for you. We got nothing for you, right? We got nothing for just sad people if you have been shooting heroin or something like that in your eyeball and you're waking up and you've abused someone and you've ruined your finances or everything. We got a whole network of people all over the world. You can make one call, you can show up at a meeting somewhere. But if I have neurotic problems because my mother was in a book about abusive mothers, okay, there's nothing for me, okay? Call me when you start drinking. That's what it is. It's like, call me when you start.
I would put money on it that there's a group for people that had difficult mothers. I would put money on it right now that we could Google that. And there's something that starts at 9 p.m. tonight. You could I guarantee.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay. Well, I do have to get to that right now because I have a show.
There's a group. Well, that's that's what we call this stand-up comedy. That's what, if you know that's your therapy. That's your group. Yeah,
that's right. And I got to go do one of those meetings right now.
Your sponsor is called Aruba Ray. All right.
Yeah. All right. All right. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Make sure we're recorded. Make sure we're recorded.
Yes.
Hold on.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're chasing comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.